Yep, yes, sir.
All right, we'll start the Park and Rec Commission, City of Merrill, Wednesday, March 5th, 2025. First thing is February's minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All right. Do you have any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Minutes pass. Then next on the line is February's 2025 claims. I think it's only one page.
Yes.
So your skates went through?
Yep, we got the skates, and we actually got them when I ordered them. They like less than 2 days, day and a half. They were.
I guess I should motion before we discuss.
Oh,
Motion to
please.
approve.
All right. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion?
So you had the skates in 2 days?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm just making sure I get your motions here. Yeah, no, and they're good too. I think I don't know if last time I told you, but I talked to 6-7 other arenas, yeah, that I know and trust well, that have recently purchased new rental skates, and they all kind of gave me the same direction to go to. So Rink Systems is where we ended up getting them from, just outside of Minneapolis area, but they're good, sturdy, solid figure skates and hockey skates. So
How many
Yeah.
pairs total is it?
we got 54 this time. We were able to get. So
How many do you keep on hand?
right now with the ones that are wearing out, we have probably about 90 right now. Of those 40-ish that we've kept, they are the ones that are kind of teetering on. They're good enough right now, but we just those are fading. But 54 brand new pairs is going to help us go a long ways here.
It looks like you had some work done on the GMC together. It was at 1,500 because it looks like two separate charges, one for 1,300 and one for 200.
Yeah, they ended up billing us separately for
Okay.
that, but it was the same.
Okay.
Yep.
Anybody else? All right, everybody in favor?
Aye.
Anyone
Aye.
opposed? Motion passes. All right, general agenda. First, we have review and / approve Bierman Family Aquatic Center pool heater quotes.
Okay. So I got three quotes in front of you. Tweet Garrett Mechanical. They are out of the local office here is Tomahawk, and that is for $39,140. Stainless specialists, headquartered out of the Wausau area. $34,350, and Badger swim pools out of the Sauk area. $35,437 and 60 cents. All three of them we do business with, have a relationship with. Tweet was the one that actually did all of our plumbing work at the Aquatic Center. Stainless does all of our HVAC stuff inside the Smith Center, and Badger swim pools, obviously we use them all the time for all of our pool related maintenance work and mechanical work as well. So we were awarded on the thing there, you'll see, if you remember, $35,000 through our capital process. So I'm comfortable recommending the quote from Stainless Specialists at $34,350. All three of these are good. Again, it's all apples to apples and all qualified quotes. So
There's no difference in the pool heaters. They're all the same, like quoted
Yeah.
wise.
everyone quoted the same Lochinvar
Okay.
system. Yeah, there's a couple others that you could go with, but in talking with a number of others, a lot of them that started with one or two of the different brands have ended up going back to Lochinvar, and I, to knock on wood here, but that one made it almost 10 years, which is pretty good for, I guess, that's the one thing with Wisconsin is it runs nonstop for 3 months and then it sits dormant for 9. So it's served a good purpose, and pretty trustworthy product and have been.
So is that the service and warranty life approximately 10 years then?
Usually they say those make it closer to 7, 6 to 7.
It's not long.
No.
That's
Even our pool heater burnt out quick.
what they, it's in our instance, in many instances, it's not like a hot water heater that you have in your house. We're heating 343,500 gallons on a turnover rate of 13 to 15 hours, so they work.
Do they all give the same warranty? What warranty comes with a pool heater?
It was a 1-year full warranty, and then they all were pretty similar, like within that 3-year then parts and service. So they were all pretty similar.
Okay.
Anybody got any other questions? I guess we'd be looking for a motion to approve the stainless specialist quote.
I'll make a motion to approve the stainless specialist quote.
I'll second it then.
All right, any other more questions before we approve it? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone
Aye.
opposed? Yeah, stainless specialist gets her. All right, item number 2 is review park entrance, review park entrance sign design.
Okay, I attached a design for you, and the reason why I chose this one was this sign already exists. If you remember when we went through the capital process last fall, this is the actual Rotary Park sign that is physically located at the entrance of Rotary Park. This is from Premier or Precision out on the west side of town. It's a local company. This would, obviously you can see 1/4-inch aluminum tubing, welding caps, powder coated. In the graphics, it's poly material, so this is intended to be durable, long-lasting, be able to survive our Wisconsin 4 seasons. We don't have to. I just wanted to kick this design out to you. I personally, when we worked, I worked with them on this one when they, the Riverbend Group wanted that Rotary Park sign after the Rotary Club donated money to that facility there, and I guess the idea at the time was to try and come up with something that looks like a nice park entrance without being too cute, but being flashy enough. Obviously this, you would eliminate the Rotary logo and the Riverbend Trail logo, and it would have our logo in the bottom right, the city logo in the bottom left, and then I know I talked to Rebecca a little bit yesterday. She had called, and sorry to steal your thunder, Rebecca, but she had
Okay.
it was her idea to maybe come up with like a little QR code or something that you put somewhere on there where you can take a picture of it, and it takes you to the city website or our Park and Rec page on the city website where people can, we don't have the staff to do like a history hunt or, make it all that elaborate, but if they do have or want information, or you want to know how to reserve this park or park operating hours, whatever the case may be, you can do that just by, snapping a picture of that QR code. So I don't know, I like the simplicity of it. If you guys want to stew on it for a month or two, it's made right here, and, we would be fine. We don't have to decide on this as a design, but just wanted to let you take a peek at it and see what you think. And if
There's a similar, isn't there a similar sign at the Pocket Park?
Banker Square, yep. And I do believe they switched this one right out front. to the exact same setup as this one as well. So it would fit within the theme, and like I said, it's local, and it is something that if we have an issue with it, we don't have very far to go for any issues or replacements or anything like that. So, yeah. Like I said, the quote on these, it was about $1,900 each, and that's with a 25% discount. We do plenty of things with them, but Jim and them are really good to us, so kind of fairly close to what I thought they were going to be when we were looking at budgeting all of our park stuff.
Are you do we have the money to do all of them, or you're just kind of doing some as a, this is the approval, and then we'll do what we can, do what we
Yep.
can, do what we can?
Yep, I believe we asked for 35-ish to do this, to do all of them, and we were given a little under half of that. I think we got 15 to do these too, so we'll do what we can with what we have, and then,
So the new Merrill logo with More to Life and
yep.
all of that?
Yeah, we would,
That's the artwork that would be on there?
yeah, so right where Rotary is on that, that would be the new city logo. And again, that's up to you guys, though. I mean, I'm just spitballing here, bringing you some ideas. I see it as city logo on the bottom left, Park and Rec logo on the bottom right, and fit a QR code in there somewhere, maybe middle bottom or something like that. It doesn't need to stand out a ton, but yeah, and if, like I said, if you want, we can revisit this if you want to take a look at it and stew on it for a little bit, let the creative juices flow. Completely up to you guys.
I love the sign. I like how it's like the sky and then the green is trees, and I don't know, it's bright. I really like it. The QR code wasn't my idea either. Someone brought it to me.
You got to take credit for that.
I don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think you did great with this sign, whoever did it.
Yeah, this, like I said, this one was from a few years ago, but Tammy over there and I kind of sharing a couple of napkin drawings back and forth, and she was the one that blended the color scheme. The first one that I did was a little bit sharper than that, but I'm not a graphics expert either. But the blue sky with the green, I don't know, it is catchy. I do like it, and for anybody that takes a stroll down to the Agro Pavilion, just look off to your right there just as soon as you cross the tracks, and it's catchy. I do like it.
Do you guys know what the color looks like? Oh, Steve's got it up.
Oh, yeah, I'm familiar with it, yeah.
I just checked them. 'Cause I did not see it. I just quick printed this off and went through this.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't look at the color. So yeah, it does look very sharp.
Yeah.
I'd be fine to run with it.
Do you want to see a final?
Me too.
I don't think we need to see a final with the M and the QR code. I don't.
Yeah, as long as the Merrill logo's on here, I'm fine with it.
So is it that logo or is there something more?
What should be that logo?
It'd be that one, yep.
With the tagline, right? That we spent how much money? I know I keep bringing that up, but
No comment. No, wait, if you want, maybe, and I can email those around to you too, just to.
I think it might get a little busy because it's going to be
Yeah.
a small, you know what I mean? It's not going to be something big where you're going to see that. It's going to be smaller, and then that's going to, even the Park and Rec here, Park and Rec department gets kind of small.
Yep.
You start putting wording in.
yeah, you could always change the font or the oval a little less tall. You could create more room too. The Rotary Park doesn't have to be exactly that size, meaning the park name.
Yep.
You want it to be legible, but
Maybe, so I'll have them, and if you guys are good with this, theoretically, the scheme of this, we can go with that, and then I can just show you what it would look like with city logo without More to Life, city logo with More to Life, and then we'll put just a mock little QR code on there, and I can email that to everybody just to look at. But if you're good with I was more concerned with just how
The
you,
concept looks
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want us to approve this now then?
if you want to, absolutely, sure.
A motion to approve?
Second.
All right, any more discussion?
I guess just one comment. The sign at Lions Park, I know it has the Little League champion sign under there. I guess I would hope we'd keep that there
Yeah,
maybe-
so we might end up having a different one. That one's starting to fade a little
Yeah,
bit, but
yeah.
we would have two options on that. We can put it on the, lower again, and just fasten it to the powder-coated legs.
Yeah.
Or that is something now that it's 20-some years, we can move that further into the park, like,
Yeah.
fasten it to the concession area or to the, near the restroom facility or something like that,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, that sounds good. Just
yeah,
want to
no.
make sure we
No, that's a piece of
keep
history.
our
We'll-
rep,
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah, and make sure everybody knows that we want it, know too. You gotta know what they're riding in against.
Any more discussion? All right, everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Aye.
All right, motion passes. Good work, Dan.
Thank you.
All right. Item 3 is continued discussion on special event permit.
Okay. Did everybody have a chance to take a look at it? I tried to take the discussion and the thoughts and ideas that we had from our February meeting and kind of incorporate as much of that into this as I could. Some of the stuff was really minor. You can see on the first page, I know we had discussed no fee, but I didn't really clarify that on the sheet. So on the first page there, I bolded it out in red, but there's a special event permit application, no fee. I just want to, that was a good idea that you guys had, was just to make sure that that's front and center too, so that people don't cringe when they think that we're trying to make people do something and charge them more money for something. I know, let's see, I'll just highlight a few of the things. I know we added that permit. I think, Chad, you had discussed at the very end, I just kind of, excuse me, made up that second part of the attachment. That is the actual permit itself. So when this is done and finished, that you get a permit that you can have with you. So if anybody does, if, let's say, PD or is called or somebody has an issue, just say, here's my permit, and we would have a copy. At the bottom of the permit itself, added a portion on there for signatures, for Parks and Rec, streets, police, and fire, at least that way. And before the meeting, Chad had asked, is this something that the permittee is gonna have to chase everybody down all the time? And we were kind of talking, I don't think it would be our intention to do that for just the average run-of-the-mill special event. We do want this so that we have the necessary information that we need to plan accordingly. So some of this might be if there is and even it might even be a family reunion or something. If there's going to be 200 people at Riverside, we probably getting a little bit on the low end of what we've got for restroom capability, and we already know that we're going to be light on waste receptacles and or removal. So, that would, at least they would understand that if you're going to do a big shindig down there, it'd be your responsibility to make sure that you have a way to remove the waste when you're done, and you may have to get a couple of portable restrooms down here because all we have is what we have. But if it's, again, just something that, even something as simple as that, I can take this and we'll have the permit, we scan it and send it to, as simple as email to Corey, Josh, and Dustin, and have them take a peek at it. If they have issues, let me know, I can work with them. But for other events, things that are probably a little bit on the larger scale, and I'll use that, last year, the one event at the glam band thing, that would be something that probably would be, the permittee may want to visit with the street department and police and fire so that they can have those actual conversations, because at that point, if we're talking 1,000 people in a smaller area with streets and neighborhoods around, that's a conversation you can have. Hey, they may have to close a street or two or three. Here's how we do it, or, let them have that discussion. I think this is a good idea. I don't think this is a good idea. If we do this, then we have to do that, if that makes any sense. But the ones that are easy, I guess, quote unquote easy, we can handle those. We just need to know who it is, what you're doing, how many people. Are you just doing birthday cake and having some beers out of a plastic cup and a quarter barrel, whatever the case may be? You're not selling anything. Good deal. Sign it. Here we go. We're good. But again, at least then we know that we have the information. I can pass it along to who needs to pass it along and/or sign it, and away we go. So, trying to think of what else in there was added. That portion with the signatures, added the actual permit. What else do we have? Oh, Steve had mentioned too, I will change the wording in the insurance portion to, it does need to say, we do want to see their insurance, but we also want their insurance to say that the city of Merrill and its employees are included as insured, so that we are part of that insurance policy itself. So I made note of that. That will get added in. Anything else? Does anybody have any questions, comments?
Looking through, you got necessary permits and license. I don't know, I guess in the order, just by doing this, so like at our tournament we sell beer. When, you guys get to pick, we might not have that, because you gotta wait until they have the full meeting, or, it's gotta get passed and brought to the full meeting. You're not probably gonna have that when you get this.
Yep.
Because you have it in here, have you included, and you say I don't know if you wanna put that in that, are you scheduled, or, you know what I mean?
Applied.
Or applied, yeah, I guess would be.
Yep.
And then I don't know if you wanna elaborate, or another page, I hate to say that, but I don't know if there's like a checklist you want to make for something this big that says, okay, I start with Dan with Park and Rec Department, I reserve the park. Do I have the special permit application filled out? Do I have my applications for, I don't know if that's something that you want to include in that. It's kind of like what you have included, but it won't be.
That's what I was just thinking. Maybe I can add checklist here in order. Does that sound, on the last page, have you included? That would be a spot where I think logically it could be, the checklist in order of,
Yeah, I'm just thinking with our tournament,
Yep.
By doing this, trying to make it as easy as possible.
Yep. Oh, yeah, no.
Especially when you have a special event like this, my guess is it's most likely a community thing that you're trying to bring people.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
Will
And
make
it's,
it as-
and it's
'cause like I said,
volunteers.
Beginning of the meeting, I told Dan, I said, it did take me about 20 minutes by the time I printed off a map, and then I still gotta get my insurance papers to him, so it's, no matter, I don't think you can get it much simpler than this, but just wanted to let everybody know it is a little time consuming.
Yep.
By the time and you go get it, turn it in, or scan it and send it to you, however you want it done.
Yep.
But I think too, I think it's something that needs to be done.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, and
And I do like this part.
yeah. That way if it's a physical copy, you can either pin it up, tape it up, or just hang on to it if somebody does come by, or whether it's PD or somebody else, it's just another layer of I've gone through it, so. Yeah, and like I said, the idea behind this is not to frustrate anybody or create any more work. We want just to make sure that we're a little bit more thorough on some of the events that we have in our parks, so that not only do we cover ourselves from a liability standpoint, but again, by farming out as much information as we can, it helps with our partners at PD, FD, Street Department, and if along the way we need to, we could help the special event organizers too, and say, hey, if you're looking at this, the map, we talked about the map a little bit too. We do know in a few locations, people may not, if they want to put up a tent, say Kitchenette Park, and they want to put something in the back, and we know that it's going to rain an inch tomorrow. There's a few spots where I could tell you right off, I could draw you a picture right now where water's going to stand in the back of Kitchenette. So we'd say, if you're going to do something like that, let's put it out front or put it off to the side here, because we do know that watershed's better here, or there's a few. Stang has some spots. Utilities, there's areas where we know right offhand where it's just not going to work. So just trying to help ourselves and help other people by gathering information. And we don't want it to be cumbersome either.
I guess I just had one quick question. So, let's say there's a 500-person event that happens and they never filled this out, or, took the time to do this. Is there they rented the shelter, but they didn't fill out the special event permit? Is there a penalty, or if there are a bunch of garbage that we have to deal with, is that security deposit isn't going to be
Yeah, they'd be missing
returned?
their security deposit minimum.
Okay.
And then we'll probably have some hiccups along the way, because this is something that people are not used to.
Yeah.
So it'll be on us to make sure that we get this out there. And so what we're going to attempt to do, we'll phase this into our Civic Rec. When you reserve a park, is going to be the easiest way for those that are reserving a park.
Yeah.
So this will be there's a prompt, it's an attachment that comes with it. We did the same when we switched over, and we just kept it on there as the waste removal. Remember, we went through that waste removal process instead
Yeah.
of us always having dumpsters. But this will be something that just automatically is part of their receipt when they reserve a park.
Okay.
The other thing is going to be on me, though, more so, and Chad is one that through Fast Pitch, I work with everybody that is doing this, baseball and softball and soccer, et cetera. So I'll just have to make sure that, once we're comfortable with this, baseball has this and they start the process of filling this out. Soccer, when they do, if they're going to do a tournament or, some of their jamboree type thing, that they at least know that this has to get done.
Yeah.
And any other events along the way. I know that there's a few that I know of that have already reserved parks. That I'll circle back to them and make sure that they fill this out.
The insurance for a private event, is that waived, or are you looking for some sort of liability insurance?
So if it's, and I talked to Tom, I did a little bit about this. If it's like a family reunion and it's all family members, and it's not open to the general public, we're more so looking for an event that is open to the general public, where you're either serving or selling something, or you are doing something that is out of the ordinary, a family function. If it's a 200-person family reunion, we'll still have them just fill out general information, and if they're going to do something like a tent or fireworks or something, we'll want to farm that information out. But I don't think that.
Would it help to just put in parentheses, public events or something by the insurance, or a sentence in there somewhere, since everybody would be using the same forms, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, and I guess I wasn't sure if that would need to be included in there, like failure to complete a permit would result in X, this and that. That's more for Tom, lawyer
Yeah.
knowledge than I would know about.
So prior to this, how did it, like, the insurance part of it, how did it work prior to this? How was this?
We never really, there was some, you know, we,
And I don't know if baseball did it. I don't think softball, we had an event insurance. I know we have our insurance that covers our girls, our board. I don't know if we actually had a insurance that covers our tournament.
yeah.
I don't know if baseball did or not either. I just know we kind of did. That's why I'm kind of wondering. I'm looking at, on our side, okay, now I gotta look at event insurance. So what am I looking at? 2, 3, 500, 2,000? There's a point that I don't know where if it's something that we can work with the city, or not work with, event can, I don't know if there's a way that, maybe event, say like the rodeo, I don't know what they do. But I mean,
They do, yeah.
they have their own.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know, and I'm just saying, I don't know if there's, okay, for $500, Merrill Fast Pitch, the 20th anniversary Merrill Fast Pitch tournament can be under a rider for the city. I don't know if that's something possible to keep the cost down. Do you know where I'm coming from? I don't know what event insurance, I have no idea.
It's usually fairly cheap.
Yeah, I was
depending on
gonna
what
say-
you're doing, like
I mean,
for-
I know one time we looked at the cancellation insurance or whatever, because that one year we got rained out. We were like, we had we had quite a bit of money, and we had to refund everybody else's money. And we talked about it, but it didn't come out. It was quite a bit. So I don't know if that
Yeah.
event insurance falls in with that.
Yeah, and again, the idea is not, the intention is absolutely not, it's the exact opposite of scaring event organizers away, but it's also probably a good wake-up call for all of us, though, fast pitch, baseball, soccer, et cetera, if they are gonna have an event, knock on wood, you're one something away happening from, in today's day and age, somebody coming back and suing you and us, and we, neither one of us, I mean, we have recreational immunity, but it doesn't mean that we don't get sued 5-6 times a year, because we do. There's people that try to sue us all the time. I was walking home from the tavern, I tripped in Normal Park and broke my wrist. That is a lot more common than what anybody knows, but, again, I honestly think and I don't know, I'm not an insurance guru, but if it's $200 or $300, that would be something that is a wise thing to budget into an organization's auspices when they're looking to do an event, because it's either $200 or $200,000 if the right person has the wrong thing happen to them, and then they get a big idea, which it does happen in other communities, but as long as we are all covered, that's the other part of this too.
Oh, no, I agree with you 100%. I'm just,
Yeah, no, I know. And we don't.
that's why I didn't know.
That's why I was leery about this in the first place. But after, as time goes on, and it's good, we want people to have, more people to have big events and use our parks that way, because that means that we have people visiting our community, and we have revenue coming into our businesses, and we're giving people a reason to visit Merrill when they normally wouldn't. So it's not intended to be that. So that's why, want to pick your brains and utilize all of your unique backgrounds and expertises to help formulate this. I like I said, I've picked apart 8-10 different communities, special event permits. I think this version that you see is probably at the very bottom of the ladder as far as complexity. This one's fairly simple. There's some other ones that are, I think, ridiculously complex, and if I was in that community, I would not do it. I'd probably look to do it somewhere else, because there are ones that have 2-page checklists, and they're 15 pages long. They have fees for everything. A lot of them are non-refundable, like $25 to $100 fees just to apply for a special event permit to do at their parks. They have a fee structure for this, a fee structure for that. If it needs to go to PD, it costs you $50. If it has to go to this, it costs you $50. That is not the intention. It's far from it. So, you guys want me to monkey with this a little bit more before, and then bring it back to?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, and then I'll actually look into the insurance.
Yeah.
Call around and see what, then we, so that we know, and then you guys know kind of what it all is entails. And the only thing I see maybe on this, your third page where you have the police department, street department, maybe put Digger's hotline on there, their number.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
it's pretty simple to look up, but
Yeah.
then it's on there. So that would be the other thing you want to call.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, and if anybody else, if you leave here and you have that magic thought that pops in your head, I should do this, just call me or email. I can try to incorporate this into it. And again, if it takes us a little bit, or even if you guys, this is something I want to make sure that we get right, and it's something that even when we think we get it right, we're probably going to find a couple of things that are going to need to be tweaked and adjusted. We can easily do that. So this is something that we've made it. This has never existed here at the City of Merrill, surprisingly. So if it takes us the rest of this year to come up with a product that we think is A-okay, there's no hurry on this. We've done this without, but I think it's more important to make sure that everybody here is comfortable with it. Well, we have Tom for a few more months, but that we put something out that makes sense.
Do we have a big event scheduled? Are you guys the first one?
A big event schedule for?
Is there a big event coming up?
Yeah, baseball. The baseball tournament will probably be the first one.
You get to be the guinea pig.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, well, see if somebody can fill it out. It'll probably end up being me. Yeah, and then we'll probably have city band, and like for them they can do one, and if they've same thing with gazebo nights, but at least this is something that gets into their mind, and city band too, if they have the pirate night or whatever, where they know they're going to have a couple 200-300 people there. It just, I think most of those people have these things, but those would be, they have it for all of their events. If there's something that they want to call out in there, maybe that would be something that they would say on blank date is glam band. This would be something that would trigger more of this, but the rest would just kind of cover it. So.
Any other discussion?
Okay, so I'll continue to make some edits, revisions with our discussion, and then we'll talk about it next month.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, thank you guys. Good suggestions.
All right, next is Dan's director's report.
Any questions?
We got one away.
Okay, otherwise, just quick point out so everyone can get rolling here. Ice will start taking ice out. Next Thursday's the last day, so we'll start probably a little bit that night, shaving it down, and then spend a few days trying to get it out. Then it takes a fair amount of time to get the whole arena cleaned and kind of retrofit back into the dry floor stuff, take some of the corner boards out and get ready to go. And it's amazing how fast time flies that we're almost done with ice season. Yeah, and for us from this point on too, it's kind of a sprint to the finish line. Always hope and pray and cross our fingers and toes for an average spring, so that it gives us a little bit of time to start getting things ready so we don't have everything happen at the exact same time with athletic fields and park shelters and everything else under the sun, so. Yeah, the forecast, knock on wood, is looking decent to start stepping ourselves up and out of this stuff and into, some more temperate seasonal weather so we can, like I said, start getting it rolling. Yeah, otherwise, that's about it.
Alright. Anything else anybody's got? Alright. Date and time for next meeting. We got April 2nd, 4:15, council chambers. Work for everybody?
Yeah.
Alright, public comment, we have none. So I'll be looking for adjournment.
So moved.
Seconded.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Okay.
Alright, thanks Rebecca for joining us.